Hey, peace everyone. Sage here, reminding you all that you're still worthy of divine love. And in today's video, we're going to focus on picking a card tarot. And today's choices, we actually have three beautiful, amazing crystals in their own side, or amazing stones, or in this case, amazing organite. And really, this reading is designed like, what does Spirit want you to know? What does Spirit want you to know about your love life? You know, what does Spirit want you to know about your love life? So with that being said, let's get right into it. If you pick this beautiful green child here, you're picking amethyst. You're picking prehnite. And prehnite is like absolutely without a doubt like number one for like excuse the camera. It's number one for healing. It's number one for healing, prehnite. And then this little kind of rock-looking part here is called edomite. So if you pick this one, you choose pile 1. Everything's going to be in a timestamp. If you choose this stone, you're choosing pile 2, amethyst. Excuse me guys, I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. And amethyst is great for psychic powers. And if you're choosing this one, you're choosing organite. And organite, particularly for sacral chakra, is great for protection, manifestation, and yeah, so much more. So with that being said, maybe meditate on one of the three, and then choose one, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, whichever number calls out, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, just go with it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. All right, let's go. Let's start with pile 1, shall we? Pile 1. If you picked pile 1, you picked love blockages. Picked to go around the issues of love biases. So let's see what the ancestors want you to know about your which blockage is stopping you from getting into your love life. Blockages are more important than anything else, and you should know that. What's the blockage, ancestors? Okay, the primary blockage is that if you chose pile 1, you really feel like you're a bride in the cage. You're kind of trapped in the circumstances that you probably did make. I think what you're kind of noticing is, the trap didn't set when like you fell into it, or it didn't set when you got your heartbreak. It set in probably like years ago with like your first boyfriend, your first girlfriend, even maybe something to do with school or something to do with your parents. It really was like, it doesn't have to be that early on, depending on how old you are. It could be like 10 events ago, maybe when you decide to say, hey, to this, it led down this precarious situation. But you seeing that, hey, this cage and all these little lines here, they didn't take place like overnight. There's just one took 1 year, another year, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, etc. Yeah, if you chose this pile, yeah, you guys, they say because of that energy, because of the energy of forgetting yourself, you've really the energy of being a bride in the cage, you really didn't want to pay attention, and you definitely forgot yourself. In this first card, we have the energy of 2, so you were looking for partnership, but you were only looking to be someone else's partner, to satisfy their needs and their desires. With this second one here, as a result of being that person, you forgot who you were. And when you kind of forgot who you were, the number 17 activated. But this is the energy of, one's the energy of kind of who the person you became a person of struggling, which is an energy of 7. Which in some circumstances are good for overcoming obstacles. But imagine if you had no brakes. Imagine if you had no brakes. Imagine if you had no brakes. Would the obstacles eventually wear you down? I like to think so. Yeah, if you chose this pile, as a result of feeling that type of person, you started to create anger around yourself. Self-sabotage is a leading result of anger. Even sabotaging yourself, resenting. And as a result, you got into energy of change. And these chains, we kind of see, that's how this built up. That's how these little, like the cage started going. Like this person can't even leave their room, And the same thing for you. Like you can't leave a situation, or you haven't been able to leave a version of, the trap, And then, yeah, as a result of that, you still didn't, you didn't like, the blockage that developed afterwards was a blockage of envious gluttony. It wasn't a blockage that necessarily, like it, just because you were in a cage doesn't mean you didn't still need the need to eat. You know, you still didn't need the need to like consume something, and maybe you're consuming an X right now. You know, maybe you're consuming people that kind of seem, no matter what type of person they are, they kind of give you the same spiritual lesson. You know, it's just different people, same lessons. And then here you are in the cage, trapped alone in the world. You know, it's interesting. The last number was the number of 9, the number of chasing, and then 6, the energy of like sitting down, seeking balance. But you see, this is like kind of the balance card, but there's no seesaw. You know, there's no seesaw to this energy. So what happens in this particular case is you're kind of just sitting on something that doesn't move back or forth. Yeah, and then the thing you don't know. So the guys are saying you know all of this already, so I'm just like recapping. But actually, you know, as a result, no matter how spiritual you were, no matter how many readings you got, no matter how angelic you were told you were, you knew the divine, you saw 1-1s, you saw the birds, you saw the cats, you saw the dogs, everything aligned with you. Nonetheless, colorless angel energy came out. And because you became tired and you were not able to go through the situation. It's interesting, you have the little horse here. Horse is the energy of Sagittarius, the energy of 9. So yeah, your gluttony eventually tired you out. Even if you wanted to sit up on the table, eventually you can't even sit up on the chair, not table, but eventually you can't even sit up on the table because you're going against the universe. You're going against the universe inside of you particularly. There's this really cool book called Michael Talbert's Holographic Universe that kind of talks about there is a universe in us. There truly is, not just on some woo-woo talk, but on some scientific proven, like, you know, what's outside is inside you type of talk. Because the one that you kind of went against, this number here that you see in the energy of 1, is surely the person, you know, you're seeking it when you finally, you know, you sorely went against the energy of 0. 0 is like that circle, that energy of the infinite. So yeah, pile 1, you have a lot of shadows came out of you just from the simple fact that you made yourself into a bride in the cage. And then I'm going to read this card, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. Let's see, pile number 1. Yeah, the moon phase this card is in, it looks like it just entered a lesson. So you're kind of going through a big lesson. This will probably take you to probably your whole spring season. April, I'm hearing, like, depending on how fast you move, how slow you move, how quick you address it. This could take you through fall. So yeah, remember guys, shadows aren't things we rush, you know, we just take our time with them. Yeah, also the stage that this card is in denial. So I think this is why Spirit can see, maybe like for you that already, maybe you feel like you're already kind of, you not only do you really know this, but you've kind of been sitting in this for like the past few months now. Like I feel like for you, your freedom is more in spring. But for those that have just entered, have no idea, you know, their space, they're in the denial phase. So yeah, that's why Spirit sees you're going through the fall. Also, tomorrow will be the right moment. Tomorrow will be better, even if today is hell. This card says that a visual, what you're looking at the card is a visual of a gorgeous white wedding dress shining through the neon gray, artificial life of the evening. If it's worn by a mannequin with a dissociated skeleton head, it seems like a happy place, if not for the light. The mannequin stares at the outside, while a puppet laser grid cage holds it in. The sentence for you is, did you die waiting for the perfect day, or were we never alive? And in the going dark energy, when we put the good of our life just into our expectations, the summary, we can dismiss the present, waiting on the dawn we know will arrive. The future becomes a shopping cart. It needs a bit of this, a bit of that, a few kilograms of that, and also a couple of boxes of another this. When we look at it, it shines like a brand new day in a commercial. But if it happens with commercials, when the future comes, it's not exactly perfect. The smile is forced, the day is too hot or cold, the kiss is dry, the line limps softly and doesn't roar. As long as something is not here, but is pushed further along the timeline, we have the luxury to take it off of reality and treat it as along the timeline. We have the luxury to take it off of reality and treat it as a fantasy. We push forward and we push forward until we catch up with our dream, and then we crush. The future should not feel like a cage, but even a gilded, wondrous, handmade designer cage. The future is a tree, gnarled rough to the touch, full of flowers only in spring, dense and damp through the rain, absolutely imperfect. All right, pile 1. Next up. I mean, you can always sit through the next readings. But yeah, All right, next one is going to be pile 2. For those that chose this video, you chose pile 2, you chose amethyst. And here we go. Let's get right into it. If you chose amethyst, you chose this one. My mind is a little bit rattled, so let's say if you didn't choose this one, it was the other one, then you can just go to the other timestamp. I apologize. But surely these cards were in the middle. So yeah, you chose the healing pile. You chose now you chose the pile of healing in your love life. You chose this pile. You chose cards that are going to heal. Actions that you can actually do in a plan. Let's see. Yeah, you chose this pile. You chose listening into your intuition, and obviously, you know, that's easier said than done, so we're going to get right to the book in a second. But the reason we want you to listen to your initiation the most, for the people that chose this pile, is because when you do you actually develop stronger concentration. You develop stronger concentration. You kind of can see this because the first energy we're kind of looking at is the energy of 2 and 0. And 2 is represents the energy of partnership, and 0 is the energy of the rest of your life, that divinity, that spiritual, that soulmate-ish energy, that the person feels like a soulmate, even if the reading says they weren't, you know, a soulmate that was meant to be with you. Develop stronger concentration. When you develop stronger concentration, shout Star Sea Glow, you also end up in the energy of leadership with the energy of 8, you know, and then from a space of leadership initially, then you find success a lot easier than maybe simply jumping into success itself. Yeah, but they say you're aware of those things. You're also aware of breaking addiction. You know, obviously your addictions are so easily tasked to drugs, foods, things outside of ourselves. But you know, the energy of codependency is an underlooked energy. Maybe you're not working out because if you had to change, then people would view you differently. And who knows what they would say, you know? So yeah, we have that energy coming up, energy of 5, yeah. So even difficulty in what you do investing, you know, because your intuition's off. Your intuition's off because you're investing in the wrong decisions, because you're addicted to the wrong patterns. It could be belief systems, you know, just so we have that out there as well. But as a result of that, the thing you're actually not aware of is that you simply need to love your body, you know. Love where you came from, love that you overcame. You know, if you have 2 parents, be thankful. If you have this, if you have that, you know, if you have, you know, life, you know, you were in the hospital for a long period of time, but you came out. You were on the streets. You were down and out, and out and out. And then you became in, which still left you out, but then you became in again, and in 2 more to 3 more times. And God dang it, you might have just entered that. Give praise to yourself, the energy of gratitude. Also the energy of 21, which is interesting because it's right next to the energy of 20. You know, this energy is showing that the biggest partner you'll always have in this life is yourself. So being able to treat yourself is actually how you become closer to this partner. So just now. With that being said, we're actually going to read the book for this energy. Listen to your intuition. I feel like the 21 back to 20 is such a good connection. Listening to your intuition, everyone. Your intuition is constantly sending you messages. You're being asked to become aware of what your inner wisdom is trying to tell you. Yes. About your health, about your intimate as well as work-related relationships. There's particular aspects of your relationships that need attention and a new approach. There are certain people and experiences that you simply have outgrown, whether you like it or not. Change is coming, and you'll need to make healthier choices. If you open the door to possibility, new people will appear in your life, and they will be able to offer you a different perspective of how to live, love, and work. Your body is also trying to give you a message about your health. There are signs and symbols all around us, and it's our job to learn how to decipher them. When we awaken our heart chakras correctly, our intuition can flourish, and we'll know the difference between an illusion and a real spirit perception. And yes, this even has an accent pan, so you may want to pause the tape, open up the notes, shrink this video to person, picture in picture, and come back. All right, did you do all that? Okay, good. So the action plan for this card is there are various ways to develop our intuition, which is so beautiful. Don't feel like there's only one way. Your tarot reader, which may be me or another, or someone else, your psychic, they have one way to do it, and you have another. Know that the most important areas to work are opening your heart to love and developing your concentration and discernment. Start by placing your hands on your heart. Go ahead, give it a try. Start by placing your hands on your heart. Eyes open or closed. Slow down your breathing. Imagine entering into the depth of your heart. Visualize an extremely wise teacher. Ask the teacher what wisdom they can offer you about your relationships. To place your hands on the part of your body where you have challenges and ask, what thought would be stored here? What feeling would be here? What memory would reside here? Then work on changing your thinking, releasing blocked feelings, and see your point of view. Again, I ask the questions, what thoughts would be stored here on the parts of your body? And I'll read it one more time with the exercise. Just start by placing your hands on your heart. Slow down your breathing. Maybe breathe 3 times. In, out, in, out, in, out. Imagine entering into the depth of your heart. For your heart, imagine a beautiful red rose. What does this rose look like? Is it dingy red? Is it glorious red? Is it dingy, no thorns? Is it many thorns? Does it wrap around you? Is it withering? Just note it. Just note it. Visualize an extremely wise version of yourself facing you. Now simply ask this teacher, what wisdom they could offer you about your relationships with your intuition, your relationships with your sixth sense, your intuition with decision making and focus. Just give it a second and simply listen. Now place your hands on the part of your body where you have challenges and simply ask the question, what thought would be stored here? What feelings would be here? What memory would reside here? Then work on changing your thinking. Releasing blocked feelings and seeing new points of view. You can sit here simply. Okay, pal 2, you can sit here and just until it all comes out. I'm going to move on to the next sign. So you may want to pause the tape or keep it going and then back to the exercise. Thank you. That's your reading. All right. This is for pile 3. If you chose this, you chose pile 3. And the cards for you, pile 3 is Organite. Like I was saying earlier, Organite's like an amazing protective spell. It's basically a really great transition of reality. It really does a good job of holding space for the reality you want to manifest, maybe more so than other stones in my opinion. Organite's unique because it's man-made. It's made from typically epoxy, some sort of wire, conductor, and then magnets, which altogether form Voltron, plus its shape, All 4 of those things form Voltron. Voltron is a silly joke I knew as a child, where this powerful superhero was born and a powerful super destiny is created. So if you chose this, you actually chose the dragon cards because your guides are telling you how you can manifest the love you want, the love you need. All right, what's the answer? You probably transcended, you probably transcended a lot of relationships, and now you're just looking for the lover in you. Ancestors, how can this person reach the lover in him? The card for you is the dragon gold, the white gold dragon from Lyra. It connects you to the highest Christ energy, the highest version of yourself, if you will. Develop your causal chakra and bathe in 9th dimensional Christ energy. And guides, let's see what happens when this person embodies this energy. Your guides are saying there's a lot you don't know, but your journey is, in a sense, it feels like it comes to an end, but surely you've gained so much lessons, it's also become to a beginning. The first thing you don't know is with that, out of that white gold dragon, the golden, you're also in part the golden orange dragon. You also are here to expand your life for ascension, be a peaceful warrior, help those in need, remember your magnificence. So yeah, as you kind of step into this energy, you're actually expanding yourself. That's the expansion you're actually looking for. That's the energy you're looking for. And also here with the golden energy of the golden Atlantean dragon, they're saying that all this will help you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Some of you guys are trying to become more connected to you. Maybe not trying to talk to anything in Atlantis, but you're trying to talk to a tree. Maybe you're trying to talk to one ancestor, the one person you liked. Maybe a celebrity. Why not? It's accessible. This energy here, this mind will help you do that. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and your talents. Reclaim your mastery. And then so connecting with this energy unlocks so much others. And you don't, and either you're kind of aware of this, but you're not aware of the impact. That's what you guys are trying to communicate as well. And even here, another being, another energy, a green golden dragon from Sirius, brings universal knowledge to your spiritual path. And that's how you'll learn new things. That's how you'll learn the same thing as the people you watch and maybe you aspire to be like. Not in like the most devious of ways, but in the most loving of ways. You'll pull. And that's how you learn about spiritual technology. You learn about organite. Even this bad boy here, we got statue of the Buddha. You'll know what that really means. Even this other organite piece, Olmec pyramid, you'll learn, they say as well. You'll learn. You'll be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. Maybe some of you want to be a teacher in this particular field. Be professional in it. And this is how we'll get you here. And finally here, another thing that will unlock within you is the dark blue galactic dragon, which helps you to listen to the voice of the universe. I feel like with the way this net here is kind of catching the energy, you really will, more so than anything, learn how to catch what the universe wants for you and simply embodied it. Even like how the wing is kind of melding back into the universe. To catch the universe is to be it. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. So yeah, let's get in right to this one. The white golden dragon. The white golden dragon is a 7th dimensional being. That's the excess of love you'll have. So yes, the golden dragon from Lyra, it does connect you to your highest Christ light. It reminds you to develop your causal chakra and bathe in 9th dimensional Christ light. Lyra is the cross-shaped 12th dimensional stargate through which Archangel Christiel, and which is something you can look up on your own time, and the unicorns enter our universe. The light from Lyra pours down from the moon, allowing 7th dimensional dragons, to step through into the vibration of Earth. These white gold dragons embody the highest frequencies of the Christ and the light, available to everyone on this planet. So yeah, everyone includes you, thankfully, and me, thankfully. They work closely with Archangel Christiel, who is in charge of the development of the causal chakras of humanity. This is particularly important now, as our causal chakras is our connection to the higher dimensions of spirit, the dragons, the angels, unicorns, and even the masters. The white golden dragon from Lyra helps us to clear, to develop our causal chakra and illuminate our highest possible. And our causal chakra is also called our soul chakra in different stance, our highest possible ascension path. And this is the guidance on that card, okay? These white dragons are attracted to you now because you're already carrying Christ's light in your aura, meaning you were born with it. And as you got older, it developed. Ask one to take you to the 9th dimensional pool of Christ energy. Ask one of these white golden dragons. Ask them simply to, I'll say it slowly, take you to the 9th dimensional pool of Christ energy held in Lakume. Visualize yourself bathing in this pool, which shimmers and swirls with pure love and light. Feel yourself absorbing all, ready to receive. When you return, Continue to feel the white gold light in our aura and practice pure, unconditional love in your daily life. Your aura will radiate the incredible high frequency of white gold. And the white gold dragon from Lyra will support you by continuing to pour Christ's light into you. Take time to find a quiet, still place where you can listen to its wisdom and its guidance. All right, everyone. This is your pile. I hope the message has resonated with you. And also let me know in the comments how it's resonated with you. This has been the reading era. So I just want to say thank you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Ashe. And please feel free to subscribe to this channel in order to see more. See you next week.